we hope that if you come see us this weekend, you're inspired to just do a little bit better at whatever you're passionate about. Could be aviation, could be anything, but that's what I tell everybody. Find something you're passionate about and just try to get a little bit better at that each day.
Have you been to La Crosse before?
Oh yeah.
Like, have you been downtown?
Mm-hmm.
You pretty familiar? Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm pretty familiar.
When's the last time, like, when you spent some time, like, in college here or anything?
No,
like that?
I was. Last time I spent a couple nights here was actually like 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife and I are looking at, ending up here someday. So we're looking at property just south of here. We were here in December. When we got here yesterday, it was a little rainy. Flew through a little weather to get here, but it just brought a smile to my face to open up the canopy and be back in Wisconsin. I got tons of family. I think, my parents are driving up from Madison today. I got aunts and uncles scattered throughout the state that are driving up. I got a little bit of family up in the Hurley Ironwood area that are driving down. So just a little bit of everything, It's going to be a good weekend. The opportunity to, fly a Navy jet and be part of this team is truly just second to none. And it's honestly a blessing because the people that come before you really just laid the framework, and you don't want to let them down. But being part of this team has been a dream come true.
Are you the celebrity of the family? Like, Mom and Dad can't stop talking about you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I think you're lying.
No, just as soon as you take the blue suit off, you're just another normal person. So it's once you wear the blue suit, it's everybody knows who you are. But as soon as that's off, you can just blend in real nice. Mm-hmm. Honestly, being able to fly over this very unique area, it's the driftless region right over the Mississippi River, and it's beautiful. I love the bluffs. I love the riverfront, and it's very special to just be able to fly over this part of the state.
So the flying we do is different in the sense that it's closer together and it's closer to the ground. All the stuff we do, and you'll hear this in our narration if you come out for the air show. Nothing we do, we're not flying stunts. There's nothing special about the way we fly. All the flying we do it mirrors what the fleet aviators do. The only difference is, again, we fly the aircraft a little closer together and we fly them a little closer to the ground so people can actually see it. But we're not doing anything that's unusual. And this Super Hornet behind me is the same Super Hornet you'd see in the fleet. It just happens to be painted blue. We start our entire air show season starts in early November. As soon as we finish this season, we'll start the next air show season with the new team, and we begin every season with 5 months of pretty intense winter training. And that winter training starts out in Pensacola, Florida for 2 months. We go to El Centro, California for about 2.5 months. Flying up to 15 times a week. And the way we start is the way you'd start with anything. You start out pretty far apart and you practice these maneuvers, and pretty far apart, pretty far above the ground, and then you just slowly bring it in, slowly get a little closer to the ground, and eventually you get to the point where you're ready for air shows. Everything's visual. Each member of the team has their own specific responsibilities in the position they're flying and how they fly the airplane. These aircraft have digital flight controls that manage the flight controls themselves, but the positioning of the aircraft is all manual and done visually. This team is 100% application driven. Every member of this team was selected to be on this team, and every member of this team applied to be here. So they all want to be part of the team. Talent is certainly a part of that. Personality is certainly a part of that, and qualifications are certainly a part of that decision. But at the end of the day, it's everybody that's here applied to be here. They went through a pretty rigorous application process, and then were ultimately selected. It's pretty exciting. It's pretty fun to travel to different places. We go to 32 show sites a year. We get to meet folks from all over the country, folks who are very supportive of the Navy, very supportive of the Marine Corps, and hopefully inspired by what this team does. So in the fleet, when we're training, and certainly in real world operations, flying supersonic is not that unusual. That's not something you'll see in our flight demonstration for a number of reasons. But yeah, that's something I've done before. To most people, I think it would be underwhelming. It is the aircraft is designed to go that fast. When you go through the sound barrier, you'll have some indications in your instruments that you're going over Mach 1, but in terms of what you feel in the aircraft, it's barely noticeable. Usually when you're doing it, you're also doing something else. It's typically some kind of training event, and you're not really focused on just flying fast. You're busy in the airplane. Every member of the team has to stay in pretty good physical condition to handle the flying. The flying's very physically demanding, and really the whole job for every member of the team is physically demanding, and we're all expected to maintain our physical conditioning and our physical readiness to do that. The advice I'd give anybody who wanted to be a part of this team would be the same advice I'd give anybody who just wanted to fly in the Navy or the Marine Corps, which is focus on your studies, do well in school, work hard, do things for the community, and just be a good person, be a good citizen, and work hard, and you can get there. Our team has all sorts of different folks with different backgrounds, different talents, but they all came from the Navy and the Marine Corps fleet, and they all were brought up in the Navy and Marine Corps fleet. They were trained there, they were qualified there, and then they eventually came to this team.
Does anyone ever bump each other when you're trying to be so close?
We normally don't. No, we're always working hard to ensure that we don't touch each other. That's rule number one, is